So days 77 to 83 were spent in Texas with my wonderful brother-in-law and sister-in-law and nephew. And Texas had the lowest gas prices I've seen on this trip. It was like a honey for my soul. And of course, here's Texas borscht. And I also got to drive a Tesla, and we actually took it for a drive at a cemetery because I heard that sometimes its sensors pick up human figures that are not really there. But no, we haven't seen any ghosts. And it being Texas, of course, we went to a gun range to shoot some guns. And I can't say I like guns, but I respect the power that they pack. And I have to say I'm pretty decent with a handgun. And then we shot some shotguns and it was just fun. But with the rifle, I am really, really good. So just a word of warning, don't freaking mess with me. So while in Texas, I took 2 day trips. One was to Arkansas, to the Crater of Diamonds State Park. And I read about it so many times in the news and was dying to try it out. So the park is a field, and during a volcanic eruption many millions of years ago, diamond-bearing layers were thrust up there. So the field is plowed every couple of days, and especially after a rain, you have a pretty decent chance of finding a diamond or some other precious stones. And I was so well equipped for my trip. I had a folding bucket and I had a folding shovel. So the only thing I needed to do was rent a sieve, and I sat in the dirt for like 2 hours and dug and sieved faithfully. But unfortunately, I did not come up with any diamonds, although I got a whole bunch of semi-precious rocks, including a few agathis. So I'm planning to make some kind of piece of jewelry out of it. I mean, it wasn't for nothing that I was digging through Arkansas dirt. And the second day trip I took with my beloved mother-in-law to Dallas to something called the 6th Floor Museum, which is the Texas Book Depository building overlooking Dealey Plaza, out of the 6th floor of which Lee Harvey Oswald shot and killed JFK. And the museum is beautifully done. It gives you extensive background into the atmosphere of the country when JFK was elected and his presidency, and moment-by-moment recreation of his visit to Dallas and the fateful drive past the book depository building. And you actually see the window and you see the white X's painted in the roadway where each one of the bullets struck. And of course, there is a myriad still unanswered questions about who really did it and why, and the cover-up. So I'm not a conspiracy theory buff, but out of all the theories, it was mafia, it was the commies, it was this, it was that. I'm kind of convinced that the CIA did it. And to anyone who is interested, I highly recommend reading this book by David Talbot, a very respected American historian. And when you get to the part about CIA's relationship with JFK and his assassination, it kind of doesn't leave any doubt in your mind as to who was behind it. So it was very fascinating to walk the building and see the exhibits and see the window and the boxes, and then to see it from down from the Dealey Plaza. And then we walked a little bit around downtown Dallas, and we saw this wooden hut that was actually one of the first buildings erected in Dallas by the pioneers who settled there. And then it just so happened that we had to drive the same route that JFK's limo took over the white X's, because we were on our way to our next destination, which was this coolest pizza place called Zolas New York Pizza. And for us, it was a double whammy because my father-in-law's family nickname was Zola. So the place is very nice and the pizza is delicious. And the owners are huge Star Wars fans, as you can see from the wall art. And I spent a good couple of minutes staring at the sign, because some of the letters are obviously Hebrew, but I can't make out what it says. And then I was told that this is actually one of the languages in Star Wars. And I was like, okay, fine. I guess that cultural reference went above my head. So yes, that was my day trip to Dallas with my wonderful mother-in-law.